But what about ISCRAM? Well, what could you do? You could do a lot. But maybe in areas that might be kind of unexpected. The key thing here is that I want to stress this. Whatever you do, I suggest, my opinion, start from this point of departure. First, you are dealing with a socio-technical process. Somehow, basically, we tend to be kind of more technical than anything else. If you forget about the social, you are not going to help much. And second, keep in mind that disasters are very different than catastrophes. I mean, everything you do, try to keep that in mind. And also, the first principle I told you about, that obvious solutions, simple solutions for this type of problems, don't help much. On convergence, this is the biggest problem faced by practitioners, by the people in the impacted areas, dealing with this stuff. This is an overwhelming undertaking because it is relentless and comes super fast. They're trying to help, and all of a sudden they have trucks of people, and in some cases, very influential people donating stuff. Let me tell you something that happened in Haiti. In Haiti, at the height of the crisis, the American responders had to stop. Why they had to stop? They had to stop to participate in a thank you ceremony for 5 containers loaded with potato chips and Red Bull. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a shame? And this is the type of things that you need to stop. We need to deter material convergence at the source. Tell people, I mean, if you're going to do a donation drive, sell the stuff, do an auction, send the money. Super difficult. We need to educate the press, the media. Educating the media, I don't know if you try, super difficult. They don't want to listen to you in peace times. Okay? And then in disaster times, they follow their instincts. During Joplin, I remember that very, in fact, I have a video of that. I was videotaping the TV. And then I saw a black sticker at the bottom. The black sticker from the Red Cross. Please donate money, call this number. Black and white. It couldn't be colder. And at the same time, you have the local TV anchor making this passionate plea, telling people, we have 2 trucks parked in front of the TV station to transport all your donations to the good people of Joplin. Which message do you follow? The black and white red sticker of the Red Cross or the pleas of the anchor? You tell me. I mean, surreal. We need to basically do this. We need basically to teach people to repurpose what they do. If they make cakes, sell the cakes. Don't sell cakes that are going to be, are going to go bad in a matter of hours to a disaster site. By the way, I have seen plenty of cakes and sandwiches and you name it. Coordination. Somehow we need to. I am pleading with all of you to try to develop ways for all these social networks. To kind of coordinate things, get to know each other, get in contact. Help this collaborative network work better. There are humongous institutional aspects dealing with this. Somehow we need to change the way governments work. What do I mean? Government aid is designed to be shared with other government entities. That is kind of by nature. Public sector aid is not designed to be transferred to a whole bunch of churches. private sector entities. It's not designed for that. But they are the ones that could distribute the aid. That's the tragedy. Somehow we need to change that mindset. And again, volunteer management is a good thing, but this is not volunteer management here. Volunteer management is designed to handle with individual volunteers. People like myself, by the way, I don't want to sound harsh on volunteers, and let me do a mea culpa here. When I was young and stupid, I volunteered after a major disaster in the Dominican Republic, where I come from. Let me tell you, I couldn't be worse as a volunteer. Okay, I didn't help, and in fact, I went to help people, and the people I went to help to ended up helping me and my buddies. I was like the anti-volunteer. I was the epitome of the anti-help. Okay, people like me need to be managed, need to be trained. But these groups are not that. These people know what to do. In Ecuador, the church, the Catholic Church, did an outstanding job. They had, and by the way, the Mormons. We interviewed these two, the Catholics and the Mormons. Truly outstanding job. They have already defined what are the families that were basically that could be that has high vulnerability, and they deliver house by house in a very dignified manner. The Catholic and the Mormons. The Mormons had also some logistical advantages because as part of their faith, they are required to have about 3 months of inventory for crisis. As soon as the disaster struck, everybody had supplies to share with others. And all the member churches sent their stock of critical supplies. I mean, it was decentralized prepositioning, and it worked like a charm. And it did an outstanding job as well. Again, these people, we need to find ways to engage them. In addition, I mean, if we could predict the dynamic supply and demand, that also could be a good thing. How to control this precautionary buying, and how to prevent the collapse of supply chains. In essence, you could play a humongous role in trying to develop these comprehensive approaches that we need. You see, what is basically my principle. Because it had to be complex, had to be well thought out. I'm going to end up, I know you are kind of risk communication people, I'm going to end up with what is, without doubt, the most fascinating finding I've ever found. That is basically, it's a lesson of survival that, as it says here, it started 1,000 years ago. When I go to disaster sites, I talk to basically anybody who agreed to talk to me. That's why, among other things, I get in trouble. Because sometimes having a person like me asking questions about disaster, what happened, who did what and when, etc., is perceived by the authorities as something in between annoying to downright dangerous. One of the great mysteries in my life is why I haven't landed in jail. I had to run for the police once. I admit to that. By the way, after Katrina, I was playing hide and seek with them. But again, and I talk to anybody. When I went to Japan, and I talked to community people, community leaders, people in government, in the NGOs, and everybody who had a role to play. In Japan, in my travels, I ended up in the small town Murohama in Miyato-jima, and I was talking to a community leader. And I asked the man the question I asked everybody: what do you do when this disaster happens? This is my opening question. And the guy said, well, we didn't get any warnings because the tsunami tower collapsed. The earthquake destroyed tsunami tower. They got no warning about the tsunami. And he said, but we knew what to do because our ancestors have taught us what to do. I come from Latin America. Let me tell you, we do not think much about our ancestors, okay? Maybe about our parents, but no more than that. And then the guy said, and I asked, what do you mean? No, because we knew what to do. We were standing at the base of this hill. These two hills, same height. Okay? We're standing here, and I asked, and he said, our ancestors have taught us that we need to go to that hill. And I said, why? I believe I'm the most intelligent person in the universe. And I told the man, but why didn't you go to this hill that is closer? And the guy said, because our ancestors have taught us that if we go there, we die. I mean, I look at both hills, same height. How? How could that be? They're the same height. How could that be? No, yeah, it happened. And he said, and he added, it happened 1,000 years ago. I said, basically my disbelief is kind of like the ancestors, the 1,000 years. How do you know? Because our ancestors taught. I mean, how do you? And I asked, is 1,000 years meant to say a long, long time ago? Or is it actual years? And the guy said, no, it happens 1,042 years ago. I am dumbfounded. How do you know that? Because we went to the temple and we checked the temple's books. And it says that everybody who go there die because two tsunami waves collide. Listen to this. Two tsunami waves collide. I said, what? How could that happen? I cannot believe. One of the guys is sitting there. He gets really mad at me. He told me, yes, it happened. And he pointed out, and by then we have walked here, and this guy had a house here. My house was destroyed. He yelled at me. Because again, I am so in disbelief, the whole thing sounds so crazy. Yes, it happened. And then, in the middle of the night, I don't know how I didn't break my leg. I went through that, and I walked all the way to here to find out there is an inlet of water in the back. These here are rice paddies. What happened? When the waters rise, the water in the back also rises and produces a tsunami wave that comes from the back. That is basic, and that tsunami wave is the one that overtopped the hill. Now, I want you to think about this. These people were safe because they followed the teaching of the ancestors. In essence, the ancestors sent a message into the future that was received about 45 generations later. In essence, technology didn't do anything to save these people. Essentially, the ancestors saved the children. Thanks a lot.